Okay, we are now live and on the record for Thursday afternoon's criminal docket, February 3rd, 2022. And we will start with quick announcements. Mr. Munoz.
Good afternoon, Judge. I have number 10 on the court's docket, Pedro Rocha. He's present on the Zoom. We're set for arraignment this afternoon, Judge.
Okay, CR 21-11560-I. Mr. Rocha, can you please announce yourself?
You're on mute, Mr. Rocha.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay, and does he have an alcohol monitoring device at this time?
Do you have an alcohol monitor device, Pedro?
No, I don't.
This is his first offense, Judge. It's a Class B misdemeanor.
Okay, Mr. Rocha, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, lower your hand. Is your true and correct name Pedro Rocha Jr.?
Correct.
And sir, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment, sir?
Yes.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No.
Mr. Munoz, do you find that your client is mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Mr. Rocha is competent, Judge.
Okay, the court will find that he's competent and enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. How much time do you need, sir?
30 days, Judge.
Okay, March 3rd, 9:30.
Perfect. That's all I have this afternoon, Judge. May I be excused? May he be excused?
Well, I'm going to give the state an opportunity to still request the alcohol monitoring device, or Mr. Sosa, I don't know if you want to just make a general announcement that on all of the DWI arraignments today that the state is asking for a device. I didn't mean to make it for you, but you can go ahead and make the announcement.
That's correct, Judge. We're requesting a device on all DWIs. And on this case specifically, there was no accident and the defendant has no priors.
Okay, at this time, the court is not going to order a device for Mr. Rocha. So Mr. Rocha, we'll see you back here on March 3rd at 9:30, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have. May I be excused as well, Judge?
Yes, thank you. All right, Mr. Reyes.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 8, Judge. It's Alexis Maldonado.
Okay, and is Alexis Maldonado present?
Yes, he is, Your Honor. Ready
Mr.
for...
Maldonado, can you please raise your right hand? Where do you see him?
Mr. Maldonado, can you please speak up? Unmute yourself. I saw him a couple seconds ago, Judge.
I don't have anybody there by that name.
Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes.
I see
He's
that
right there.
I guess his camera might have been turned off and he's muted. Mr. Maldonado, can you please speak up and unmute yourself?
Okay, unmute yourself, Mr. Maldonado.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I have bad reception here, but I'm trying to do the best I can.
Okay, do you have an alcohol monitoring device?
I
No,
don't.
he was not
Okay,
ordered
do
to
you
have-
swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand. Sir, is your full name Alexis Martin Maldonado?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated. That's a Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Okay, then the court will make a finding that he's mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. How much time do you need, Mr. Reyes?
30 days, Your Honor. We're applying for ADR.
Okay, March 3rd at 9:30 a.m. Mr. Sosa, was there an accident or any reason to?
Sorry, Judge. No accident, no priors. However, his blood did yield a blood alcohol concentration of 0.17.
Okay, but it was filed as a Class B, so at this time, I'm not going to order an alcohol monitoring device. I don't know, Mr. Reyes, if you want to discuss that with Mr. Sosa later on.
Yes, Judge, and we appreciate that consideration, Your Honor. That is correct that my client's no priors, and this is his first DWI.
Okay, Mr. Maldonado, we'll see you on March 3rd at 9:30, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a blessed day.
Your Honor.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge Munoz?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Which number?
I have number 3, Your Honor, William Gage Bain, CR 20-11470.
Okay, and is Mr. Bain present?
Yes, Your Honor, he's there at the bottom of the screen.
Okay, Mr. Bain, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bain, do you have an alcohol monitoring device?
No, I do not.
Okay, will you raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand. Okay, Mr. Bain, is your true and correct name William Gage Martin Bain?
Yes.
You're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment, sir?
Yes.
And has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
Nope.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
I do, Your Honor.
The court will make a finding that he is mentally competent, able to assist you in his own defense, and enters a plea of not guilty. I believe the state has an announcement in this matter.
Yes, Judge, there was an accident. Defendant hit a light pole. Respectfully, the state requests a mobile or interlock device.
Your Honor, I got notice that this individual, I got an email this week, day before yesterday, that he'd already been approved for the PTD program.
Okay, so if he's going to be on the PTD program, that's a mobile alcohol monitoring device, right, Ms. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
Okay, so then what he can do, so he can get ahead, he can go ahead, I'll order him to get that mobile alcohol monitoring device within 48 hours so that he can start already using that device.
All right,
So,
will do, Your Honor.
Mr. Bain, can I get a phone number for you?
Yes. It is 817-584-2425.
Okay, so Mr. Bain, you will receive a phone call from the probation department. If you're not living in Hidalgo County at this time, then the probation department will give you some options for your area. And that way you can get that started. And because you've already been accepted, then we just need to get you ready for placement. So when do you think that would be possible, Judge? How much time do you need, or was he eligible? He's accepted already.
Already been accepted, Your Honor.
Okay, so is he ready for placement today? Has all the paperwork been submitted?
I was gonna ask for 30 days, Your Honor, because we do have to pay the fee and the sign the order.
Okay, March 10th at 1:30, and we'll place him at that time.
At 1:30, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. I do have a second matter, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bain, we'll see you on March 10th at 1:30. Stay in close contact with your attorney because you will have to do some things prior to that setting.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good day, sir.
You too as well.
Okay, Judge, on that case, I still show the previous attorney. I'm not sure if the motion to substitute and the notice of appearance has been filed, but if not, if you can get that filed so I can sign off on the order.
I'll do that immediately, Judge.
Okay, in your next case?
It's number 12, Your Honor, CR 21-115-96.
Okay, Richard Vega. Mr. Vega, are you present?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, sir, is your true and correct name Richard Vega?
Yes, it is.
And you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
I do, Your Honor.
Then the court will make a finding that Mr. Vega is competent and able to assist you in his own defense, further enters the plea of not guilty on his behalf. And how much time do you need for him, sir?
30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, then we can do March the 3rd at 9:30 for a status. If he's ready for anything else, let us know and we'll get you accommodated on the docket.
All right, sounds perfect, Judge. Thank you so much. May I be excused?
Yes. All right, thank you, Mr. Vega.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Almanza?
Good morning, Your Honor. I have number 27 on the court's docket, Alfredo Torres, CR-21-06968-I.
Okay, Mr. Alfredo Torres, are you present?
Sí, aquí estoy.
Okay, you may need to translate, Ms. Castañeda. Okay,
Yes, I'm here.
all right, so what is the announcement, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. My client was in the hospital, Your Honor. I wasn't able to get the documents signed till this morning. I sent them to Mr. Sosa, but I know with the quick turnaround, I don't think they were filed in time for the hearings. So I'm not sure if we're gonna need a reset or we will be able to proceed with the plea. In addition, my client is supposed to get the interlock device tomorrow. It is required as part of the deferred adjudication judgment, so I'm not sure if that would also further require a reset rather than going today.
Okay, can you return on Tuesday at 1:30?
I can, Your Honor.
Okay, February 8th at 1:30, Ms. Castañeda, let him know that he'll return on February 8th at 1:30 to stay in contact with his attorney because he does need to get that device.
Mr. Torres, su próxima corte va a ser el día 8 de febrero a la 1:30 de la tarde y por favor se mantiene en contacto con su abogado porque tiene que agarrar el dispositivo de alcohol.
Muy bien, sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, anything else, sir?
Judge, if
Your
I may,
Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
the documents look fine. The state's ready to proceed if the court is so inclined.
Mr. Almanza, you want to proceed today after all?
I'm fine to proceed, Your Honor, as long as it's okay that it's gonna take him till tomorrow to get his interlock device. Usually I have it,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
usually the clients have it by the time we plead, but if it's not required to have it today, then we're ready to proceed. So is Mr. Torres.
Okay, if the state is comfortable with that, Mr. Sosa, you want to proceed prior to him getting the device or you want him to get the device?
I have no objection to that, Judge.
Okay, so it sounds like we can proceed if you'll be on standby.
Yes, Your
We'll
Honor.
take you up at the end. Ms. Castaneda, let him know that we're gonna go ahead and accept his plea today.
Mr. Torres, la corte va a aceptar su petición hoy, so manténgase aquí en la línea.
Ok.
Okay.
All right, okay, Mr. Garza?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Number 4 now on the docket. State versus Hebar Castellano. He will
Okay.
be for
CR 21-14139-I. Okay, so I believe Mr. Castellano, can you hear me?
Sí,
Oh, okay, it's in Spanish. All right. Ms. Soto, do you have a report on Mr. Castellano?
Yes, Judge, he does have his mobile device with Lifesaver, Judge, and he does have 13 skip tests and 2 late tests, Judge.
And this is his first admonishment?
I believe so, Judge.
I think so also. Okay, Ms. Castañeda, please let Mr. Castellano know that he cannot have any more skip test or late test or his next setting will be in person and I will take him in.
yes, Your
Señor
Honor.
Castellanos, ya no puede tener pruebas omitidas ni tardes o su próxima corte va a ser en persona y lo puedo arrestar.
And Your Honor, just for the record, he did have some subsequent arrests that caused those issues.
Okay, on any of the days that he was incarcerated, please have those dates submitted to Ms. Soto so they don't count against him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, did you want to submit since he does have an apparatus, do you want to submit a waiver of arraignment for him or do you want me to arraign him?
We're gonna rate him, Your Honor.
Okay, have Mr. Castellano raise his right hand?
Señor Castellano, por favor, levanta su mano derecha.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
Tell him to lower his hand.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Is his true and correct name Iber Jaciel Castellano?
Su nombre correcto es Iber Jaciel Castellano.
Es Eibar Jaciel Castellano.
Eibar Jaciel Castellano.
Sí.
Okay. And he is being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor.
Está usted frente a la corte por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, un delito, una ofensa menor clase B.
That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Does he understand that range of punishment that he can receive for the offense of which he is charged?
Que una ofensa menor clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por el delito que está acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, and has any court ever declared him to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
¿Alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will make a finding that he is mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense and further enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. Okay, ask him for a phone number, Ms. Castañeda.
Mr. Castellano, ¿me da su número de teléfono?
Sí, pero aquí.
Give me 1 second.
956 890 6017.
956-890-6017.
Okay, all right. Let him know that he can't be late or the next time he's gonna be in person.
Mr. Castellanos, no, ya no puede tener violaciones, pero otra vez va a ser en persona.
Good.
Okay.
All right, anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, then both you and your client are excused. Ms. Castañeda, let him know that he's excused.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes,
the defendant has a DWI with child pending an intake. Just wanted to verify that the defendant has a device.
yes, he does. He has a mobile device and Ms. With Lifesaver and Ms. Soto's already receiving reports on him.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Your Honor, is there a pretrial date, reset date, or?
Yes, how much time do you need? Well, that other one is at intake.
Correct, Your Honor. He does have those subsequent.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and come back on March the 3rd at 9:30. And depending if he has any violations between now and then, we'll let you know because we have an in-person docket on another date.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Anything else?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a good day. Ms. Castañeda, let him know that he is excused.
Mr. Castellanos ya se puede retirar.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jalili?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good
I have
afternoon.
an arraignment on numbers 6 and 7 on the court docket this afternoon.
Okay, Miguel Ángel Gonzalez, and is Mr. Gonzalez present?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You may lower your hand. Sir, is your true and correct name Miguel Ángel Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
You're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor, and a racing on highway, a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for the offenses of which you are charged?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Mr. Gonzalez is competent and able to assist, Your Honor.
Then the court will make a finding that he's competent and able to assist you in his own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on each of the offenses that he's here before the court. Okay, and what is the state's announcement on this?
Yes, Your Honor, this is a drug DWI. State respectfully requests a drug patch.
Okay. Mr. Jalili, any response?
Your Honor, I would respectfully object to the drug patch being issued at this time. Mr. Gonzalez is a court-appointed client and may not be able to afford the costs. If the court would consider maybe a UA, we would agree to a UA test.
Okay, so does he have any priors with respect to any drug arrests?
No, Judge. The only two pending cases are these before your court, and he has no priors.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, you're to report tomorrow to the probation department for a UA.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Okay.
What's your
Just
phone
know what
number?
time. My phone number is going to be 956-529-2467.
Okay, you have to report by 9 a.m. Ms. Soto, could you please let him know where to go?
Judge, I can give him a call to court and advise them of where to report.
Appreciate that. You will receive a call from the probation department shortly after docket, and they will let you know where to report at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anything else?
No,
I
ma'am.
believe we're missing the reset date on this matter.
Okay, but anything else before we get to that?
Oh, no.
Okay, so how much time are you requesting?
30 days should be fine.
Okay, he'll be set for status on March 3rd at 9:30. If it's ready for anything else, let us know and we'll accommodate you on the docket.
Will do, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
I also have a writ before the court this afternoon. I'm not sure if the court is inclined to take it up at this time.
Jose Luis Guerrero Lumbreras.
That is correct, Your Honor. He is in custody.
Deputy, can you get Jose Luis Guerrero Lumbreras?
He's present, Your Honor.
Okay, that's CL 220158-I announcements.
Your Honor, Mr. Lumbreras currently has a $5,000 bond on this charge. He also has a prior case that has a $1,000 cash surety as well. He has been in custody for 22 days. He is indigent and unable to afford the bond as currently set. The family has also attempted to make the bond amount and have not been able to do so either. So at this time, we are respectfully requesting the court's consideration in granting a PR bond as to the current charge.
And what's the charge?
A terroristic threat.
Okay, what says the state?
Judge, there's no case number assigned to the terroristic threat. However, the facts of this case are concerning the defendant threatened the victim's children that he would shoot him if he got close to the property. Therefore, the state would be opposed to a bond reduction. However, should the court choose to grant a reduction, the state respectfully requests stay away from victim and possibly AEP.
Okay, were you aware of the threat that your client allegedly made?
I was not aware of the facts, Your Honor, since we have not received any further information.
Okay, at this time, the court is denying the writ. His bonds will stay in place, okay?
Understood, Your Honor, and I have nothing further before the honorable court this afternoon. May I be excused?
Yes, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Garcia?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have number 2, Jose Luis Avila Bautista. He does not have a device.
Okay, CR 2109-579-I, and which other one do you have?
I also, I said he does not have a device, but I also have number 9 on the docket, and they're both here in the office, Judge. One, the number 2 does need the services of an interpreter.
Okay, do you want to put them both in front of the camera and I can
Sure.
arraign them at the same time? Okay, and who needs the services of an interpreter?
Number 2, Mr. Bautista.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda, please have Mr. Bautista raise his right hand.
Señor Bautista, por favor, levanta su mano derecha.
And Mr. Manriquez, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, Mr. Manriquez?
I do, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand, Ms. Castañeda.
Que jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
Sí.
Yes.
He may lower his hand.
¿Puede bajar su mano derecha?
Mr. Bautista, you're before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor.
Señor Bautista, está usted frente a la corte por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, un delito menor clase B.
Mr. Manriquez, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. These are Class B misdemeanors, therefore, a Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment you can receive for the offense of which you are charged, Mr. Manriquez?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Sí, una ofensa menor clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por el delito que está acusado?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane, Mr. Manriquez?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Castañeda?
¿Alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
And Mr. Garcia, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense?
I do, Judge, as to Mr. Bautista and as to Mr. Manriquez.
Then the court will make a finding that both defendants are mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on each of their behalf. And I believe the state has an announcement on these, or on Mr. Bautista at least.
Yes, Judge, on Mr. Bautista, he had a previous DWI charge, which is the reason for the driving with license invalid. So respectfully, state requests a device. And for Mr. Manriquez, there was no accident and he has no priors, Judge.
Okay, I am not requiring a device for Mr. Manriquez. However, for Mr. Bautista, I am requiring a mobile alcohol monitoring device. He is to obtain that device within 48 business hours. Ms. Castañeda, please ask Mr. Bautista for his phone number.
Señor Bautista, por favor, nos da su número de teléfono.
956-575-9069.
956-575-9069.
Let him know that someone from the probation department will contact him at their earliest convenience to discuss with him vendors in the process of obtaining that device.
Señor Bautista, el departamento de probation se va a comunicar con usted para darle lista de vendedores para que usted obtenga el dispositivo de alcohol.
He has 48 business hours to do so.
Y tiene 48 horas para hacerlo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Garcia, how much time are you requesting, sir?
30 days, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll have a status on March 3rd at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. On both of the cases, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you're welcome. Anything else, sir?
I have nothing further, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may. You have a good day.
Thank you, you too, Judge.
All right, Mr. Ramirez, Attorney J.R. Ramirez.
Here, number 11 on your criminal docket, just said Arlene Rodriguez, CR-20-01746-I as in Ida. I want to quash the motion to withdraw and do an arraignment.
Okay. And is Ms. Rodriguez present?
Yes, she is.
Ms. Rodriguez, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, do you already have an alcohol monitoring device?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay. Ma'am, you're being charged with the driving while intoxicated, second, a Class A misdemeanor. Is your true and correct name Josette, Josette, Arlene Rodriguez?
Yes.
A Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment that you can receive, ma'am, for the offense of which you are charged?
Yes.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, ma'am.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find her to be mentally competent and able to assist you in her own defense?
She's competent, Judge.
Okay, then the court is finding that she is competent and able to assist her attorney in her own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on her behalf. Ms. Rodriguez, because of the nature of the offense, it is a DWI second. The court is ordering you to obtain a mobile alcohol monitoring device within 48 business hours. What is your phone number, ma'am?
956-998-0153.
Okay, ma'am. After the docket and shortly thereafter, probation department will contact you and will give you a list of vendors, okay? And I expect that you will follow the court's order, obtain that device within 48 business hours, okay?
Okay, ma'am, I will.
Mr. Ramirez, how much time do you need, sir?
At least 45 days, Judge.
March 10th at 9:30.
Understood.
Okay, anything else, sir?
No, ma'am. May we be excused?
You certainly may. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, Attorney Vanessa Flores?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 13 on the court's docket, State of Texas versus George Andrew Villarreal, CR 21-11999I. We're retained on this case, Your Honor. We filed a notice of appearance. This is an arraignment for a DWI.
Okay, and is Mr. Villarreal present?
He is, Your Honor. He's present on the screen.
Okay, Mr. Villarreal?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I appreciate the courtesy that you're giving to the court. You look very sharp, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please lower your hand. Sir, is your true and correct name George Andrew Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. That carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane?
No, Your Honor.
Counselor, in speaking with your client, do you find him to be mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense?
Mr. Villarreal is competent and able to assist in his defense, Your Honor.
Then the court will make a finding that he is mentally competent and able to assist you in his own defense and enters a plea of not guilty on his behalf. And I believe the state has an announcement on this.
Yes, Judge, there was a single vehicle accident. The defendant struck a concrete barrier.
And Your Honor, for the information, Mr. Villarreal already has a mobile alcohol monitoring device through Safety Check. It also shows in the court's docket that he has a pending felony. However, that has been dismissed at intake. If I believe if the state or if the court checks on the jailings, it should, and I verified that it already shows that it's been dismissed.
Okay, Mr. Sosa, is that already showing on your end?
That's correct, Judge. The felony was rejected.
Okay, so Ms. Soto, you don't have any reports on Mr. Villarreal yet, right?
No, Judge, I will request it today, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Flores, how long has he had that alcohol monitoring device? Do you know?
Your Honor, he's had it since we applied for an occupational license. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so he has an occupational license right now?
Well, now his current license or his regular license is already eligible, so he has his regular license, but he has had that device since October 12th, 2021.
Okay, December, January, February. Okay. Let's go ahead at the next setting. We'll pull his report, and depending on what it says, you can get with probation to get that report ahead of time. And if you feel it necessary to file for a bond modification, I'll take it up at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
For removal. March 10th at 9:30. That should give enough time for us to get the report and you can review it.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. That's all I have. May we be excused?
Yes, I just need Mr. Villarreal's phone number.
It's area code 210-833-3570.
Okay, sir. Thank you, and you have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Martinez, Attorney Mauricio Martinez.
Afternoon, Judge. I've got a plea. I don't know if we're at that point just yet.
We are right about getting there right now.
Okay, Judge.
Let me just take up a couple of quick announcements. Just let me see if anybody is left for quick announcements, and I think we only have about 3 or 4 pleas right now. And we'll do them together. Okay, Attorney Nereida Morales Martinez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I represent Jesus Arturo Garcia. My client is on Zoom, Judge.
Okay, do you know what number he is?
I have number 21.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Garcia, can you hear us? Jesus Arturo Garcia. Okay, I think is he Spanish speaking?
Not that I recall, Judge.
Okay, well, he's present. What is your announcement?
Yes, Judge, in this case, we pretty much have the case worked out. My client needs to take an anger management course, and I believe that the alleged victim in this case it's expected that he'll be filing an affidavit of non-prosecution. So we just need some time for my client to take that class and for the victim to file that affidavit.
How much time?
I'd say, Judge, to be on the safe side, about 3 weeks.
I have March 10th or March 24th.
24th would be better, Judge.
Okay, let's do it at 9:30. March 24th at 9:30. And hopefully if the A&P is on file and he's done everything, then we can put on the victim testimony at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, anything else?
No, Judge, that is all I have before the court. May my client and myself be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, we'll see you then, Mr. Garcia. Okay. Mr. Sanchez, which case do you have?
Judge, I'm here on 24 and 25. It's the state of Texas versus Eugene Miklik.
Okay,
Your Honor.
and that is CR 1914115-I and CR 1912224-I. And I do see him present on the screen. And what is your announcement?
Judge, Mr. Miklik has paid the enrollment fee or fees for these cases to be, well, for the PTD program. We're just lacking signing the paperwork for the case. So I'm asking for one more setting. We've sent off the receipt to the DA's office that he's paid. I'm asking for a quick reset, Your Honor, to get all the paperwork in.
Okay, so how much time before he's ready for placement then?
Just the quickest setting. I was asked for Mr. Miklik to call or text me, and we'll make arrangements to get it all into you, or into the DA's office at least.
Okay, February 15th at 1:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anything else?
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay, you and your client are excused.
Good day, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Galvan, did you have a quick announcement?
Your Honor, I have a plea this afternoon.
Okay, what number is that on the court's docket?
I apologize. Let me look for that.
Number 20, Judge.
Number 20? Okay, I didn't have that as, so number 20 is also ready for PTD placement?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay. I do see that your client is on. And Mr. Garza, Mr. Robles is ready and signed up?
Yes, ma'am. We're ready and waiting whenever the court's ready, Judge.
Okay, I believe we can take those up now. Okay. Deputy, can you bring up Alan Robles, please?
Yes, ma'am. He's coming. He's present.
Okay. And Mr. Gallardo, can you hear me? Angel Gallardo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please just make sure that the camera's steady on your face and that way you're unmuted and you can talk, okay? And then I also have Daniel Torres. Mr. Torres, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Torres, you just keep it just like that and stay unmuted. All right, gentlemen, please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Torres?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, please lower your hands. NCR 20-6-362-I, the state of Texas versus Alan Robles. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're being charged with possession of controlled substance, penalty group 3 of less than 28 grams, a class A misdemeanor. And I will explain the range of punishment shortly for that. NCR 211927-I, the state of Texas versus Angel de la Cruz Gallardo. You are being charged with criminal mischief of greater than $100, but less than $750, a class B misdemeanor. Sir, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
NCR 21-05496-I, the state of Texas versus Daniel Rene Torres. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're being charged with failure to identify or giving false or fictitious information, which is a class B misdemeanor. For a class B misdemeanor, that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. For a class A misdemeanor, that carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do each of you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo
Yes, ma'am.
and Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
All of you have the right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. At this time, I'm going to ask you, did each of you have an opportunity to review the document with your attorney before signing it? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gallardo
Yes, ma'am.
and Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did each of you understand when you signed that document that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared any of you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo
No, Your Honor.
and Mr. Torres?
No, Your Honor.
Counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Garza,
Your Honor, as to Mr. Robles, in my opinion, he is competent, Judge.
Mr. Galvan,
Mr. Gallardo, he's competent, Your Honor.
and Mr. Martinez?
Mr. Daniel Torres is competent, Judge.
Then the court will make a finding that all of the defendants before the court are all mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you also understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that, Mr. Robles, yes or no? And Mr. Gallardo
Yes.
and Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do each of you further understand that the court does not have to accept the recommendation? Hold on. Alfredo Torres, Ms. Rivera, I'm sorry.
Yes, Judge, that was going to be the deferred, I believe, with Mr. Jonathan Almanza. We had reset, but the state was unopposed to.
Oh, that's right.
Yes,
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Almanza. I still have to arraign one more when Mr. Ramirez comes in. I apologize.
No, that's fine. I figured that because my client is a translator that maybe we're just gonna do him separately, but I understand.
Okay, we'll go with that instead.
Also, Judge, I
Okay.
think defense counsel logged off for Francisco Bautista Cerda.
Yes, Mr. Ramirez is trying to come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten kicked out. He had problems this morning.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, hold on. What number again were you, Mr. Almanza?
I believe I was 66, Your Honor. Let me pull it up.
Okay,
Let me see.
no. What number was it, Mr. Rivera?
27, Your Honor. 27.
There
Your
you
Honor.
go. Okay. All right. Yes, because you know, I had crossed it out, but yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're saving him till the end for translation, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's go ahead and, all right, do you further understand that I do not have to accept the recommendation of the state? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gallardo?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, at this time, I'm going to ask you, are you all a U.S. citizen? Mr. Robles, are you a U.S. citizen, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, NCR 2006-362-I, the state of Texas versus Alan Robles to the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 3 of less than 28 grams, a class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
NCR 211927-I, the state of Texas versus Angel de la Cruz Gallardo to the offense of criminal mischief of greater than $100 but less than $750, a class B misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
NCR 2105-496-I, the state of Texas versus Daniel Rene Torres to the offense of failure to identify, giving false or fictitious information, a class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Are all of y'all pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Mr. Robles, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gallardo, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Torres?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. State offers plea documents and offense reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as States Exhibit 3, waiver of risks and needs assessment as States Exhibit 4, and for Mr. Gallardo, PTD packet as States Exhibit 5. State would request defense counsel stipulate to venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. Further, state would request defense counsel stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's pleas.
Okay, any objections, Mr. Garza?
Your Honor, we have no objections. We so stipulate to venue and jurisdiction, and we so stipulate that the same, that all documents that were e-filed are enough to be able to sustain the
Okay,
conviction.
and Mr. Galvan?
No objection, so agreed and stipulated, Your Honor.
And Mr. Martinez?
Same announcement as to Mr. Torres.
Okay, there being no objection from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. NCR 2006-362-I, the state of Texas versus Alan Robles. It is the judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. State respectfully recommends a $100 fine plus court costs plus 1 year Hidalgo County Jail probated over 1 year, plus a drug education course, a life skills course, and 10 CSR.
Okay, Mr. Garza, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, yeah, two things. One, Judge, the fact that I had previously asked the court if the court would allow Mr. Robles to be able to travel, since he does work in the rigs, he works in the refineries, Your Honor, be allowed to travel for purposes of employment.
Yes, that'll be granted.
Okay, and the other is, as part of the plea agreement, Judge, the state did agree to go ahead and dismiss CR 20-00816I, CR 21-02073I, and CR 20-06363I. And that was part of the plea agreement. It is not included in the judgment. I just want it for the record, Judge.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, make sure that it's in the paperwork as well. Okay, and the court is going to waive his fine and his court costs in lieu of the time that he has served. Also going to waive the CSR hours because he is gainfully employed, and going to allow for Mr. Robles to travel for work. Mr. Robles, what's a good phone number for you, sir?
956-503-5253.
Okay, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Alan, I hope that that you do well, stay focused on school. I don't want to meet you like this again, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you be careful out there.
Muchas gracias.
All right, okay. Anything else, Counselor?
I have nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you so much. You have a good day.
You
And may I
too.
be excused, Judge?
Yes, you may. Okay, NCR 211927-I, the state of Texas versus Angel de la Cruz Gallardo. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. However, you are asking to be placed on the pretrial diversion program. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, a finding of guilt will be deferred until to see if you successfully complete this program. If you successfully complete this program, sir, the state is agreeing to dismiss the charges against you. Did you understand the terms and conditions as they were explained to you, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there anything on there that you do not think that you could comply with?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Galvan, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just ask that the court follow the recommendation of the state.
Okay, that'll be granted. He will be placed on the pretrial diversion program. And when is the next setting?
August the 2nd, Your Honor.
I'm gonna see you on August the 2nd at 9:30, Mr. Gallardo. And what is your phone number?
956-647-9198.
Okay, good luck to you on the program, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank
anything else?
Nothing further. May we be excused?
You certainly may.
Have a great day.
Thank you likewise. NCR 21-05-496-I, the state of Texas versus Daniel Rene Torres. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Judge, state respectfully recommends a $100 fine plus court costs plus 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail probated over 1 year, a defensive driving course, a drug education course, and 40 CSRs.
Okay, Mr. Martinez, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. We were requesting that the court waive condition 7. He does occasionally work out of county. He made that request to me yesterday while we were signing the plea paperwork, and also seeing as how he is gainfully employed, we request the 40 hours, the 40 CSR hours be waived. In addition to that, Judge, this isn't a request of the court, but part of the plea agreement with the state is that a felony possession of controlled substance at intake was going to be dismissed.
That's correct, Judge.
Okay, the court is going to grant the defendant's request, waive the 40 CSR hours, waive condition 7 so that he can travel for work. Further, the court is going to allow Mr. Torres 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Mr. Torres, a phone number for you, sir?
Area code 956-424-2018, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Martinez?
That's all we've got this afternoon, Judge. May we be excused?
You certainly may. Thank you.
Sorry, Judge, if I may,
Oh,
for Mr. Daniel Torres, the judgment should be corrected to indicate, I'm sorry, it should be 180 days at Hidalgo County Jail over probated for 1 year since of the jurisdictional requirement.
It's just a change from 1 year to 6 months.
From, yes, 6 months at Hidalgo County Jail, my apologies, to 1 year, probated for 1 year, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. The probation's still 1 year, Mr. Torres. Don't worry.
That's correct.
okay. Anything else?
Judge, if I may, real quick, is that a correction that the state will be submitting or the court is going to do within signing the judgment? Just for clarification.
Mr. Sosa, are you asking for us to do it when we review the judgment, or are you redoing it?
If that's okay with you, Judge, I know I've done it in previous courts where the judge will just do it on their own court.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and do it.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, anything else?
No, nothing from the state, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Then you all have a good day. Good luck to you, Mr. Torres.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a blessed one.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you, Judge.
Miss, you too. Yes.
This is Officer Lopez here at the county jail. We're done with the defendants in custody. May we be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Cortez, Jesus Cortez, can you unmute yourself, please? There's a microphone at the bottom of the screen. Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Sí.
Okay. Ms. Castañeda, please ask Mr. Cortez if he has an attorney.
Señor Cortés, ¿usted tiene un abogado?
No,
No.
Is he asking for an attorney to be appointed to him?
¿Está usted pidiendo que la corte le apunte un abogado?
sí,
Yes.
Okay, does he work?
Señor Cortés, ¿usted trabaja?
sí,
Yes.
Okay, let me have him raise his right hand.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad.
sí.
Yes.
Okay, you may lower his hand.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Okay, ask him how many hours does he work?
¿Cuántas horas trabaja usted, Mr. Cortés?
Yo trabajo por mi cuenta.
I work on my own.
Pues a veces trabajamos toda la semana y a veces trabajamos 2 o 3 días a la semana.
Sometimes I work all week, sometimes it's 2 or 3 days.
What kind of work does he do?
¿Qué clase de trabajo hace?
Hago electricidad.
Electrical work.
Okay, does he have any dependents such as a spouse or children?
¿Tiene usted dependientes, Mr. Cortés, como una esposa o niños?
Sí, tengo mi esposa y tengo 3 hijos.
Yes, I have
Ya
a wife
tan
and 3
grandes.
children.
Okay, any minors that he has to take care of?
¿Tiene usted hijos menores de edad?
No, no tengo hijos menores, tengo 2 nietos viviendo aquí conmigo.
No, I don't have underage children except I have 2 grandkids living with me.
Okay, and would obtaining an attorney on his own create a hardship financially for him?
Y si usted fuera de contratar un abogado por su cuenta, ¿va a ser algo difícil para usted?
Sí, porque ahorita desde diciembre que no hayamos trabajado, apenas empecé a
Yes.
trabajar esta semana.
Yes, because right now I hadn't worked since December. I'm barely going to start working this week.
Okay, the court will find that Mr. Cortez is indigent and in need of a court-appointed attorney, and Ms. Rivera, who is next on the wheel.
Judge, next on the wheel is Attorney Jonathan Almanza.
Okay, Mr. Almanza happens to be on right now. Senor I'm sorry, Ms. Castaneda, can you please let him know that Mr. Almanza is his court-appointed attorney now?
Señor Cortés, el abogado Jonathan Almanza, él está en la corte ahorita, él va a ser su nuevo abogado.
Ok, gracias.
And please have him put his phone number on the record so that Mr. Almanza can contact him.
Por favor, nos da su número de teléfono para que el señor Almanza se comunique con usted.
956-681-9878.
956-681-9878.
Okay, Mr. Almanza, let me give you the cause number, sir.
Sure, go ahead.
It's CR-21-12829-I. His name is Jesus Castañeda Cortez with a Z. The offense is driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol level of greater or equal to 0.15, a Class A misdemeanor. Okay, tell him that I'm going to give him an opportunity for him and his attorney to contact each other, and he's to return. He's also to obtain an alcohol monitoring device.
Okay, señor Cortés, la corte lo está ordenando a que obtenga un dispositivo de alcohol.
And he has to, mobile alcohol monitoring device, he has to obtain it within 48 hours.
Es un dispositivo de alcohol móvil y tiene usted 48 horas para obtenerlo.
Those are business hours, sorry.
Son
And
horas de trabajo.
Okay, when he gets it, he needs to give proof to his attorney so that his attorney can file a waiver of arraignment for him.
Cuando lo obtenga, tiene usted que darle la prueba de que ya lo agarró al señor Almanza.
Y, señor Cortés, mi oficina va a hablarte ahora y voy a darte compañías que hagan los equipos. So, vamos a hablarte en 10 minutos.
Ok, gracias.
Okay. All right, then I'm going to have you come back on March the 24th at 9:30. Ms. Castañeda, let him know.
Su próxima corte, Mr. Cortés, es el día 24 de marzo a las 9:30 de la mañana.
Ok. Gracias.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let him know he's excused.
Ya se puede retirar, Mr. Cortés.
Ok, gracias.
Your Honor,
Okay.
can I just
Go ahead.
confirm the cell phone number, Your Honor, as 681-9878?
That's what I got, Mr. Almanza.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to confirm.
That's also what I got.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, if nothing further, oh, he already got up. Okay. Mr. Guajardo, I do see that you're on, sir. Okay, you can unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is your attorney still Mr. De Luna?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you want to contact him and let him know that we're already at the end of the docket? He may be in another court.
Okay. That's fine.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ramirez, are you ready for your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hold on, let me get that. And Mr. Almanza, I'm gonna go ahead and do yours and his together, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Torres, if you can turn on your camera, Mr. Alfredo Torres.
Sí, aquí estoy.
Okay. And Mr. Cerda, Francisco Cerda Bautista, can you please turn on your camera? And please take off your cap. And unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Señor Torres, necesita que dejar su cámara puesta.
Ok, está bien.
Gracias. Okay, and Mr. Bautista, so it's Francisco Cerda Bautista Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Castañeda, let's go ahead and start. Please raise your right hand.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Bautista, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Castañeda, please translate.
Jura que el testimonio que está a punto de dar es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad. Señor Torres.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, he may lower his hand.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Okay, NCR 19-15037-I, the state of Texas versus Francisco Cerda Bautista Jr. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, second, a class A misdemeanor. Shortly, I will explain that range of punishment, sir. On CR 21-06968-I, state of Texas versus Alfredo Torres. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
En el estado de Texas, en contra de Alfredo Torres, ¿ese es su nombre correcto y verdadero?
Mi nombre es Brian Alfredo Esparza Torres.
My name is Brian Alfredo
Torres.
Mr. Torres, ¿tiene otro apellido?
Sí, mi nombre es Brian Alfredo Esparza Torres. Esos son mis
Brian
apellidos.
Alfredo Esparza Torres.
Okay, and just for the record, because he's already done his arraignment prior to, that's a moot point. But we'll go ahead and refer to him like that. Okay, so his true and correct name is Brian Alfredo Esparza Torres.
So, su nombre correcto y verdadero es Brian Alfredo Esparza Torres.
Sí, ese es mi nombre correcto.
Yes, that is my name, the correct name.
Okay, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a class B misdemeanor, sir.
Usted está frente a esta corte con un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B.
Sí.
Okay, Mr. Bautista, a class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, and Mr. Torres, you're being charged with driving while intoxicated, a class B misdemeanor that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Do you understand that range of punishment that you can receive, sir?
Mr. Torres, está usted frente a esta corte por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, que es una ofensa menor clase B. Una ofensa menor clase B tiene una multa potencial de hasta 6 meses en la cárcel del condado de Hidalgo y una multa de hasta $2,000 por convicción. ¿Entiende usted el rango de castigo que puede recibir por los delitos que está acusado?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Okay, all of you have a right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with the court. Did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it, Mr. Bautista?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Mr. Torres, usted tiene el derecho de un abogado y el derecho para un juicio por jurado, pero puede renunciar a uno o a los dos de sus derechos firmando un documento con esta corte. ¿Tuvo usted una oportunidad de revisar esos documentos con su abogado antes de firmar? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And did each of you understand when you signed that document that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Mr. Bautista, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Mr. Torres, ¿y entiende usted que cuando firmó ese documento que estaba renunciando a su derecho de un juicio por jurado? ¿Sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
Then the court will accept your waiver of trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane, Mr. Bautista?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Castañeda?
Mr. Torres, ¿alguna corte lo ha declarado mentalmente incompetente, loco o demente?
No.
No.
Counselors, in speaking with your client, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Ramirez
Yes, Your Honor.
and Mr. Almanza?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Torres is able to assist in his own defense.
Then the court will make a finding that the defendants before the court are mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Do each of you understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that, Mr. Bautista?
Yes, I do.
And Ms. Castañeda?
Mr. Torres, entiende que si el castigo que voy a evaluar, si el castigo no excede la recomendación del Estado, usted va a necesitar el permiso de esta corte si usted decide presentar una apelación. ¿Entiende eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you further understand that I do not have to accept the state's recommendation?
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Torres, Ms.
También
Castañeda?
entiende que la corte no tiene que aceptar la recomendación del Estado, Mr. Torres.
He
Sí.
needs to,
Yes.
all right. Mr. Bautista, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Señor Torres, ¿es usted ciudadano americano?
No.
No.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, then entering a plea or no contest will result in your deportation, exclusion, or admission from our country and denial of naturalization under U.S. federal law. Do you understand the consequences of your plea today?
Si usted no es ciudadano americano, entonces esta petición va a resultar en su deportación, expulsión de este país y negación de la naturalización. ¿Entiende usted las consecuencias de su petición?
¿Me puede repetir otra vez, por favor?
Your Honor, if I may just mention something here, it's
Sure.
that he may, we went over this with some immigration attorneys, Your Honor, because it's the deferred adjudication, and it will not result in his deportation, unless he commits another crime throughout the process, you know. But as far as, you know, the immigration attorneys that we've consulted with, it could, obviously, any conviction could, but with this deferred, it will not be a mandatory exclusion. I just want to make sure that language is, that's what he's not understanding.
Okay, let him know that because in his case, it will only result in deportation if he commits another crime and is convicted, but he's under deferred so that it will not affect his status here.
Ok, Mr. Torres, en su caso, no va a resultar en la expulsión o deportación, pero si usted comete otro crimen cuando está en el programa del diferido, entonces eso es otra cosa.
Ok, está bien,
Okay.
entiendo perfectamente.
I
Let him
understand.
know that's what his attorney wants him to understand.
Eso es lo que su abogado quiere que entienda.
Ok,
Yes.
gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, so does he want to continue this afternoon?
So, ¿quiere proceder hoy?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, NCR 191503-7-I, the state of Texas versus Francisco Cerda Bautista Jr., sir, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second, a class A misdemeanor. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
NCR 21-06-968-I, the state of Texas versus Alfredo Torres, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a class B misdemeanor. How does he plead? Guilty or not guilty?
En el estado de Texas contra Alfredo Torres por un cargo de manejar en estado de ebriedad, una ofensa menor clase B, como se declara culpable o no culpable.
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you all pleading guilty freely and voluntarily, Mr. Bautista?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Castañeda?
Mr. Torres, ¿está usted declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
Then the court will accept your pleas as being freely and voluntarily given. I will call for state's evidence at this time.
Yes, Your Honor. State offers plea documents and offense reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification, defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risks and needs assessment as States Exhibit 4. State would request defense counsel stipulate to venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court. Further, state would request defense counsel stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea.
Okay, any objections, Mr. Ramirez?
No objection, so agreeing to stipulate as to all conditions on behalf of Mr. Bautista.
And Mr. Almanza?
No objection, Your Honor, so stipulated.
Okay, there being no objection from defense counsel as to the exhibits are hereby admitted and approved. NCR 191503-7-I, the state of Texas versus Francisco Cerda Bautista Jr. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. So what is the state's recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor, state respectfully recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail, probated over 14 months, repeat offender program, mobile alcohol monitoring device for 8 months, a MAD impact panel, 3 days Hidalgo County Jail post-conviction as statutorily mandated, and 180 days Texas driver license suspension, as well as outpatient treatment.
Okay, Mr. Ramirez? Any questions?
Yes, Judge, that's our,
Go ahead.
Your Honor, that's our understanding of the plea agreement. There's also the companion case, CR 19-15038I, that's being dismissed as part of this plea. The only consideration I'd ask the court to entertain at this point would be to allow my client to serve the 3-day sentence, perhaps not this weekend, Your Honor, but maybe next weekend, if the court would allow that.
He can serve those, it's my understanding, he can serve those 3 days anytime during his probation period.
Okay.
So he can do it next weekend if he wants or later. I don't know.
Okay.
Personally, I would wait till the COVID situation settled down a little bit, but that's just me.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much.
And why does he need outpatient? Why are they recommending outpatient treatment?
Judge,
Your Honor, this.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt counsel. Your Honor, this is a case where it is the second one, and I know that we were trying to get it resolved. You did have to have this particular defendant in person a few times due to some violations. He had also paid a fine at one point due to violations, so that those instances helped us get to this place. That's not something we necessarily feel that he needs at this time, and we would leave it open-ended if he has any further violations, but that is part of the recommendation, Judge.
Ms. Soto, do you have an updated report on Mr. Bautista?
Yes, Judge, his report for the past month shows no violations.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Bautista and I got to meet in person because he came in and he looked me in the eye and said that he was going to do better for his family. And he has. He has done better. But he's already going to be doing the repeat offender program. And I don't think that it's necessary for him to do the outpatient treatment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'm going to give him 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court cost. And The rest of the recommendation I will follow. His Texas driver's license suspension will run concurrent with any administrative suspension that has been assessed against him. And just personally, I don't think it's necessary to do like a program on top of a program on top of a program sometimes. You know, I understand there are situations where you do, but not always. So the rest of the recommendation I will follow. And I have a lot of faith in you, Mr. Bautista, because you did look me in the eye and you have held up your end of the bargain, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, what's your phone number, sir?
956-563-1189.
Okay, you're almost there, okay?
Okay,
All right, so stay good.
all right.
Okay, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
Likewise. Okay, anything else, Mr. Ramirez?
Your Honor, nothing on this case. I do have an announcement on number 26 after you complete the other plea.
Okay, thank you. We're almost there.
Thank you.
Okay, so in CR 2106-968-I, the state of Texas versus Alfredo Torres, it is the judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. However, because you are being placed on deferred, that finding of guilt will be deferred until to see if you complete your period successfully. Ms. Castañeda?
En el estado de Texas contra Alfredo Torres por una ofensa de manejar en estado de ebriedad. Es la sentencia de la corte que es culpable, pero usted está pidiendo de estar en el programa del deferido, ¿correcto?
Correcto.
Therefore, his finding of guilt will be deferred to see if he successfully completes his deferral period.
Entonces, su hallazgo de culpabilidad se va a referir hasta que termine el programa.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. And so do you have any questions or requests on behalf of, do you want, let me see. Oh, Mr. Sosa, you still have to put the recommendation on the record. Go ahead.
Yes, Judge. State recommends $200 fine, court costs, 1 year deferred adjudication, alcohol class, an interlock device for the full term, 90 days Texas driver license suspension, and 20 CSRs.
Okay, Mr. Almanza, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking for consideration on the fine and the CSR hours, Your Honor, with COVID and with my client's immigration status. He's going to be spending some money getting an immigration attorney to fix his status. In addition, the CSR hours with COVID, I would respectfully request they be waived.
Does he work full-time?
I do not know if he works full-time, Your Honor.
Ms. Castañeda, can you ask him if he works full-time?
Señor Torres, ¿usted trabaja a tiempo completo?
Sí, sí trabajo. No,
Yes.
no completo, pero sí.
Not full-time, but yes.
How many hours?
¿Cuántas horas trabaja usted?
Pues trabajo de lunes a viernes, de 10 de la mañana a 6 de la tarde.
Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay, the court is going to waive the 20 CSR hours. We'll reduce the fine to $100 plus court costs, and he'll have 90 days to pay the fine, 90 days to pay the court costs. He has to obtain that interlock device within 48 business hours. And ask him for his phone number.
¿Qué es su número de teléfono?
Es 956-258-0396.
956-258-0396.
Okay, let him know that someone from the probation department will contact him at their earliest convenience to give him a list of providers for that interlock device.
Okay. Alguien del departamento del probation se va a contactar con usted para darle una lista de los vendedores para que tenga usted el dispositivo de alcohol.
Okay, está bien.
That's fine.
He does have that list already, Your Honor. He was going to make his appointment today, so it should be good to go.
Perfect. All right, if nothing further, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let him know that he's excused.
Señor Torres, ya se puede retirar.
Muchas gracias. Que tengan un buen día.
Have a nice day.
Likewise. Okay, I'll call your case, Mr. Ramirez, CR 21-02285-I, State of Texas versus Jose Manuel Ramirez III.
Your Honor, Dennis Ramirez on behalf of Jose Manuel Ramirez III. Your Honor, this case is not ready for a plea. It is going to be a PTD placement. I was not able to meet with him over the holidays due to some COVID issues that he and his family had, and then isolation issues after that. He is a student, a graduate student enrolled at Incarnate Ward in San Antonio. He's a student athlete. He plays on the baseball team. He is available today, Judge, and he was in an area where it was bad because of the ice storm, and I guess where they were trying to travel or it stopped. But I am announcing to the court that it will be a PTD case, Judge. This young man, in light of his goals and his bright future, does need that opportunity, and the state has afforded him that.
Okay, so he is PTD eligible.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let's get that packet in and we'll come back for a status on March the 24th at 9:30. If for some reason he is ready for placement by then, let us know. But other than that, now I understand that Incarnate Ward does take strict attendance of all of their student athletes. So if he needs a time to accommodate his school schedule for criminal days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, just let us know.
Thank you,
I don't
Your Honor.
want
I
him
appreciate that.
risking his attendance for that.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much for that opportunity.
Okay, we'll see you then, sir.
Thank you, Judge. I have nothing further. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Guajardo, were you able to contact your attorney?
No, ma'am, I sent them a message and I haven't gotten a response.
Okay. All right, well, it could be that I'm sure some of the courts are having in person. I'm not sure. I don't know. Has anybody called from their office?
Judge, in the morning, Ms. De Luna did contact our office that Mr. De Luna, whether or not he had made the announcements this morning, because he does have in person all day.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and then I'm gonna set you for a status because it doesn't look like it's ready for a plea unless something changes. So we'll have you for a status on March the 3rd at 9:30, okay? 9:30 a.m., sir.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Guajardo.
thank you. Bye-bye.
You're excused. Okay, let me go over the docket. Well, that was all the cases that were called. Okay. All right. Anything else before we log off?
Nothing from us, Judge.
Okay. All right. Well, then let me just have my staff stay on and I bid you all a good weekend and hopefully you all stay safe. They just canceled school for Mission. So yeah, it's supposed to get pretty ugly tomorrow, but who knows? Look what happened the last time. That's what they said. And
I know it's snowing in Austin, so.
yeah, it's snowing at my in-laws, I think, right now. Yeah, so y'all be careful.
Thanks, Judge.
All right, y'all take care. Okay, guys, so tomorrow we don't have a hearing, right? We just have some DCCs that are set.
No, Judge, we have 2 hearings.
Oh, we do? But they're not mine? Are they mine?
You have one with at I want to say it's at 11.
Okay.
And it's with Amber Rodriguez and Patrick Kennedy. And then Lisa and I have another one on that motion to recuse for that civil case.
Are Patrick and Amber ready for it though?
I can call and ask, Judge. I'm not sure, and I know that Miss Alvarado had asked whether or not she'd be.
I already forgot. What is it that they wanted? They said it was going to be quick. That's why I said it was at 11.
Yes, Judge, it'll be a quick prove up just solely because the man, I believe, is a Border Patrol agent and he wasn't able to be here.
That's right. Okay, all right, that's fine. It's at, I have it at,
I have it at 11. Well, it says 9, Judge, but it's at 11.
okay, at 11. All right, no, that's not a problem. Okay, well, let's monitor things. I know our morning is a little bit busy. So let's go ahead and we'll just see how it is in the morning and then we'll play the afternoon by ear.
Okay, Judge.
Okay? All right, well,
We're not on the record anymore?